This is the KTC H32S25E gaming monitor, of course, 1440p with a large 32-inch curved display, sharp image and stunning 240Hz refresh rate. But the most amazing thing about it, you can get it for about $250 right now. So let me show you what comes in the box and is it any good for the money. You get the manual in the box, if you need it of course, because everything is super easy to do here. There is also a power brick, so it has a separate power, not built in the monitor itself. There is a DisplayPort cable here, and of course the stand, which is easy to assemble, so just 2 screws and a little screwdriver and off you go. Once you tighten the 2 screws to complete the stand assembly, just pop it on the back of the monitor and it literally clicks into place. Congrats, you're done. The display is curved with a rather steep curvature of 1000R. This leads to a more immersive experience while you play. I thought that the curve would be more distracting, honestly, but it's more than okay since the monitor is 16:9 aspect ratio. If it was an ultra-wide monitor, then this curvature ratio would be too much. I mean, it would be too much around you when you look at it. Anyhow, the resolution here is 2560 by 1440 pixels with 94 pixels per inch density. Since this is a 32-inch monitor, you would be sitting further away from it, so the pixel density is more than okay. Other than that, the panel is V8 type. Actually, the panel itself is from Samsung Odyssey G5 monitor, 240Hz refresh rate, 178-degree viewing angles, and it has 4000:1 contrast ratio for deeper blacks. It also has a wide color gamut, supporting 93% of DCI P3 color space and 125% of the sRGB color spectrum as well. The panel itself is 8-bit in depth. This is nothing unusual, so if you lower the refresh rate to 165Hz for example, then you can set it to 10-bit, but this is still 8-bit plus FSR then, as done with many other monitors. So once again, nothing unusual here. To access the monitor menu, there is a joystick on the back side, accessed from the right front side, and in the menu you can set everything in regard to the picture, like the brightness, contrast, sharpness, and so on. You can also pick the predefined picture presets like the user set one, movie, photo, eco, reader, RTS or FPS modes. I suggest you do the user preset and set color space to native in the professional modes menu, since the sRGB in there will reduce the color space a lot. It is much better to set native here and set sRGB on the GPU control panel itself. In the color menu you can set color temperature, gamma, hue and saturation, but you can also set a blue light filter. This is useful at night, of course. Being a 240Hz refresh panel, it also supports variable refresh rates like the AMD FreeSync Premium and NVIDIA G-Sync compatible modes too. I tested this monitor on an NVIDIA GPU and this mode works as it should, and there is no flickering while in VRR mode. From other useful gaming things, you can set the overdrive to eliminate trailing of black colors and such, but I found that auto gives you the best results all the time, so just leave it on auto and do not worry about it. Other gaming assisting modes includes timer that you can have on the screen itself, different crosshair modes if the game you are playing have none of those or you simply need it, and you can also have an FPS counter directly on the screen as well. In the advanced settings you can set HDR as well. It supports HDR10 mode only, so do not expect anything special in HDR mode because this is just a entry-level HDR. As for the proper HDR, you would be needing an OLED monitor and local LED dimming options. Since this one goes up to 350 nits of brightness only, there is just HDR10. In some HDR content you might benefit from 10-bit color depth for smoother gradients or better color tone mapping, but for the most part you should stick with SDR mode in order to avoid losing details in the shadows and highlights. You can also change the OSD menu look and the position of it as well. You can also select and change inputs in the system menu. You can change language, set audio volume and hotkeys. This is when you move the joystick in any direction, so you can have a shortcut for that. There is also a neat function here to turn off the LED indicator on the monitor itself if it annoys you. Regarding the inputs on the back, it has a power input USB-A port, which is used only for firmware updates, so no USB hub here. There are two HDMI 2.0 ports and two DisplayPort 1.4 standard and 3.5 audio out jack. The monitor itself has no speakers, so the volume you can set in the on-screen refers to the audio out jack on the back. It also supports wall mounting since it has VESA 100 mounting holes on the back, while on the stock stand you can only tilt it around 15 degrees, and regarding movement, that is pretty much it. The back of the monitor looks cool though. Some RGB lights could have been nice here, but having none is also okay. The screen performance here is awesome because I can't capture it properly with the camera, but using the UFO tests, 240Hz seems sharp and has no ghosting nor black trailing at all. The average response time of this monitor is around 3 milliseconds. While not as severe as typical VA displays, some ghosting may still be noticeable in the extreme cases, such as scrolling through a web page with white text on a black background, for example. Most users will find it tolerable or even not noticeable at all, but it's worth keeping in mind. The off mode is too slow to be practical here, and the ultra fast mode introduces excessive overshoot, so making it unsuitable for use. The auto mode functions as dynamic overdrive, adjusting settings based on your refresh rate. At 240Hz it selects advanced, while at 120Hz the advanced becomes too aggressive. So this prompts auto to opt for standard instead. At 60Hz the auto performs similarly to the off settings, so though the standard offers slightly better results. So if you are strictly gaming at 60Hz or using VRR, that's the variable refresh rate, such as FreeSync or G-Sync, at around 65 fps the standard is the preferred choice here. Optimized overdrive behavior is rare, especially in budget-friendly displays, so credit goes to KTC for delivering a well-integrated overdrive experience here for this monitor. So for the best performance, simply setting overdrive to auto ensures excellent pixel response times without any overshoot whatsoever. So regardless of your refresh rate or frame rate when using VRR, just keep in mind that VRR works from 48 FPS and up. So a good GPU is of course needed here, but if you are looking to get a 240Hz monitor, this means that you already have a good GPU. I used RTX 4070 Ti to test this monitor, so running games was a smooth experience. The frame generation of the RTX cards does help a lot if you want to push it to 240 FPS to match up with the refresh rate, but since it has G-Sync compatibility support, I had no issues even with lower FPS here. I tried Cyberpunk 2077 here, no problems. Doom also went smooth here, and it is a fast-paced FPS, so no issues here. Forza Horizon 5 used here as a fast-paced racing game. Every time the monitor performance was on point. The KTC H32S25E delivers exceptional value as a gaming monitor. It has a large curved display that offers crisp details, deep blacks and vibrant colors, creating an immersive visual experience, and the impressive 240Hz refresh rate guarantees smooth motion clarity. While the VA panel's pixel response time is excellent, some minor ghosting in more darker scenes may be present, but for most gamers it's hardly noticeable. Best of all, the price of around $250 makes it a standout choice, matching the cost of a slower 144Hz models while offering superior performance in return. The only drawback that I can think of is the stand. It looks kind of out of place for a 32-inch display, and only tilt movement is not that great. But having the VESA mount on the back, you can pair it with a good gas spring arm, for example, for best experience possible. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. In the meantime, sub to the channel, like and share the video, and I'll see you in another one.